Alright, let's dive into something that's been on my radar lately, The Fire Within by EternitysEnd. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another metal album, let me stop you right there. This isn't just another metal album. It's a fascinating blend of power metal, progressive metal, and, wait for it, technical death metal influences, all wrapped up in a package that's surprisingly accessible. And yes, I know what you're thinking, how does that even work? Trust me, it's a wild ride, and I'm here to break it down for you. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the clean vocals. Personally, I think this is where EternitysEnd really shines. Ian Parry's voice is like a breath of fresh air in a genre that's often dominated by growls and screams. Don't get me wrong, I love a good death metal growl as much as the next person, but there's something so refreshing about hearing clean vocals in this context. It's like they're saying, hey, we can be technical and heavy without sacrificing melody. And you know what? It works. Parry's vocals are powerful, yet they have this gritty, almost nostalgic quality that fits perfectly with the German power metal tradition. It's like Michael Kiske and Kai Hansen had a love child, and that love child decided to sing over tech death-inspired riffs. Speaking of riffs, let's talk about Christian Münzner's guitar work. This guy is a legend in the tech death scene, and his playing here is nothing short of jaw-dropping. But what's really interesting is how he balances his technical prowess with a focus on melody. It's not just about shredding for the sake of shredding, though, let's be real, his solos are insane. There's this baroque flair to his playing, almost like he's channeling 80s shred masters but with a modern twist. And the way he trades off with Jimmy Pitts on keyboards? It's like a neoclassical duel, but instead of swords, they are wielding fretboards and synth patches. What this really suggests is that technicality and catchiness aren't mutually exclusive, something a lot of bands seem to forget these days. Now, let's talk about the rhythm section, because Hannes Grossmann on drums and Linus Klausenitzer on fretless bass are an absolute powerhouse. Grossmann's drumming is relentless, but it's not just about speed. There's this groovy, almost danceable quality to his playing, even when he's blasting away. And Klausenitzer's fretless bass? It's an unusual choice for power metal, but it adds this warm, organic layer to the music that you don't often hear in the genre. What many people don't realize is that the fretless bass isn't just a gimmick, it's a deliberate choice that ties the album's tech death influences into its power metal framework. It's like they're saying, we're not afraid to experiment, but we're still true to our roots. One thing that immediately stands out is how EternitysEnd manages to balance virtuosity with songwriting. This isn't just a showcase of technical skill, though, again, they've got that in spades. It's an album that's genuinely fun to listen to. Tracks like The Hourglass and White Lies are ridiculously catchy, and the choruses? They are massive. I mean, who doesn't want to belt out, seize the day, feel the magic of the moment? It's classic power metal cheese, but it's done with such sincerity that you can't help but love it. If you take a step back and think about it, this album is a masterclass in how to write memorable songs without sacrificing complexity. But here's where it gets really interesting, the references. EternitysEnd isn't shy about wearing their influences on their sleeve. There are nods to Halloween, Dragon Force, and even Rhapsody scattered throughout the album. It's like they're saying, we love this genre, and we're not afraid to show it. From my perspective, this is what makes The Fire Within so special. It's not just a great album, it's a love letter to power metal, written by musicians who cut their teeth in the tech death scene. It's a reminder that music is about passion, not just technicality. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think The Fire Within is one of the strongest power metal debuts in recent memory. It's an album that manages to be both innovative and nostalgic, technical and accessible. It's the kind of record that makes you want to dive deeper into the genre, to explore its roots and its future. And that, my friends, is the mark of a truly great album. What this really suggests is that metal, in all its forms, is still alive and kicking, and EternitysEnd is leading the charge. Before I wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question. What if more bands took this approach? What if more musicians were willing to blend genres, to experiment, to wear their influences on their sleeves? I think we'd have a lot more albums like The Fire Within, records that feel both familiar and fresh, that push boundaries without alienating listeners. So, here's my challenge to you, give this album a listen. Whether you're a die-hard power metal fan or someone who's never ventured beyond the mainstream, I guarantee there's something here for you. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, it'll spark a new appreciation for the magic that happens when genres collide.